The pen tool. So the pen tool is what you'll use when simple shapes just won't cut it. You need something custom, you need a shape to be an exact way. So the pen tool is how you'll get that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's see, delete these because don't really need them. I might use this guy later for an example, so I'll save him. But the pen tool, so if you hit P on your keyboard or just go over to the pen tool here, that is how you will create it. So the pen tool is all about anchor points and handles. So if you click, you'll create an anchor point. And then if you click anywhere else, you will create a second anchor point, and the stroke goes between those. The stroke and the fill. So if you click another one and then go ahead and click and close that, you see how that little circle pops up when you go to close it. Then you can see that the fill, if you change the color, is applied as well. So you can remove the fill and just have the stroke only, whatever you'd like to do. All right, so anyway, so again, the pen tool is all about anchor points and handles. So if you take the pen tool and you click and drag out, you can see it drags out these handles as well. So what that does is, let me show you. If you just create a couple of them and you create some handles as well, what that does is it allows you to curve your shapes. So if you just click, it will create very straight lines, but if you click and drag, you have the option to curve them using the handles. So if you close that, you can actually always go in, grab the direct select tool, and you can click on a handle to move that individually. If you go up with an anchor point selected, you can go up here and convert it to corner, which takes away the handles. You can also select a corner and change it to curved, and that will curve out and give you the handle options. So you can change those exactly how you want. And then there's also, you can remove the selected anchor point using this. Or another handy thing is you can cut the anchor points. So now you can manipulate those as two individual ones, so you can move them around if you need, which is pretty handy. And then again, if you click and click shift on two anchor points, you have the option, this one becomes available, and you can connect these selected anchor points to close the shape, which is pretty cool. I believe you can do the same thing by hitting Command J for join. So the pen tool is how you can do whatever it is that you want. For example, let me drag in one of my previous, this is a little sketch that I made a while back. I'm gonna go ahead and delete these shapes just so I can show you exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna lock this layer and create a new one. So if I was to try to create this illustration, this is how I would go about it. I would select the pen tool, click on one point, click in the middle, and then I would drag out the handles to where the curve matches what I'm trying to go for, and then click at that endpoint. If I need to do anything fancy, I can grab or hit A to bring up the direct select tool, and I can manipulate those like so to get exactly what I want. So for this, I would probably ditch the fill. So I could go up to the swatches and click none. And then if you select the stroke, you have the option to change stroke, the end caps, etc. And then you could just keep going along. So click here, I'd probably click like this, click up here, down like that, and then finish the shape like that. For the nose, hit the pen tool again, click like this. For this one, what I would do is you can hit Option to manipulate one handle individually. So I would bring that one back up, and then that's how you can get that curve back up like so. And then if you hit Escape, it will get out of the pen tool. But you can just keep going along. And obviously, the more you use the pen tool, the more comfortable you'll become with it and the faster you can work. A few other things you can do is you can actually add anchor points anywhere on a stroke. So for example, say like I wanted to give a little bump on his nose. I could hit the plus key, add a couple anchor points, and then grab the direct select tool and pull it out. And then you could like manipulate the handles a little bit to give them a little bump. Not sure why you would want to do that, but you do have the option to do that. One other thing you should know that is handy is, let's see, the reshape tool. So I have this shape right here. If I go under the scale tool, click and hold, I can select the reshape tool. What that allows me to do is add an anchor point anywhere, and then I can just do that, and it automatically adds the handles to match where it's currently at. So for example, I could add a reshape tool, or I could add a point in the middle of each of these, and then I could pull those out like so, which is pretty cool, just moving them to the side. I could select this bottom one, move it down, or I could twist it. If I want it to be rounded, I could go up here and click that rounded tool and then manipulate it like that. Anyways, the pin tool is super powerful. Really, if you want anything beyond a simple shape, that's how you will go about it. The pin tool is also how you can create shapes. So for example, say I wanted to make a fill for the eye color. These are two separate shapes right now. How I would go about it is I would select both of those, hold Option to duplicate it, and then you can go down here, and if you hover over that, you can click plus, and you'll see where that other anchor point's at. So if you click plus and add an anchor point there, add an anchor point there, I would hit the minus key to delete these two anchor points. And then you can grab these two anchor points by dragging with the direct select tool, hit Command J to join those. Same over here, Command J. And then what you could do is change this to a fill by switching the swatches. And then you could move it behind by Command bracket. And let's change this to white so you can actually see. But now you can change the color, mess with that. But now you have the stroke and the fill separately, but it's still a predefined shape. It's exactly what I need for this specific spot, and I can do whatever I want with it. For example, if I made it white, I could Command C, Command F to paste another copy of that in front of it, and I could manipulate these anchor points, say hit the plus, put one right here, and then maybe bring this one down, add a curve, like so. And then I could go in and double click, change the color of this to maybe like a grayish blue, to add a little bit of a shadow. So there's quite a bit you can do with the pin tool. You can create exactly what you want. You can get close to something like this character using simple shapes and manipulating them, but in this case the pin tool might be the easier option just because there's so many custom things that you'd want to do. But yeah, that is all for this video. I highly recommend that you play with the pin tool. In fact, I'm including this sketch for you to download that you can actually practice with. Go through and try to outline this and see what you can come up with, just to have something to play around with for the pin tool. It does take a little bit of work to get comfortable using the pin tool, but once you do, you'll realize how powerful it is. So definitely go play around, go try to trace this little guy, and yeah, you'll be mastering the pin tool in no time. All right, in the next video, we're gonna talk about the last few options in our workspace. We're gonna talk about the alignment tools and the layer panel. But I'm totally for real, you should go practice the pin tool first. Play around with that, get comfortable using the pin tool. It will help you out a ton if you're comfortable with using and manipulating that. There's quite a bit you can do with it. Super, super powerful once you grasp it, so go practice.